the sort of methods they use, and hopefully show you some of them as well. And although technically Tash here isn't a bird of prey, she is one of the most spectacular hunting birds and has a really unique method. So hopefully again we're going to show you that this afternoon. Now Tash is what we call a red-legged Serema or a crested Seriama. They are a South American species of bird, and there are only 2 Seremas left in this particular family. The red-legged, as you can see, and then she has a cousin, which is the black-legged Serema, which is very similar, obviously, slightly different colour legs. All the other family members in this particular group are now extinct. So technically, she's about as close to a dinosaur as you're going to get. So a really impressive bird. Hopefully, he's going to come out and behave himself for Elliot this afternoon. Now, his name is Alfie, and we're going to introduce you to probably one of the best owls on the team. Here he is. Absolutely a spectacular bird, brilliant bird to be able to bring out for you. Now, Alfie is an African spotted eagle owl. So with all owls, all birds in general, they tend to be quite self-explanatory. So African spotted eagle owl. Africa is the place you will find them, as the name suggests. It's actually most parts of southern Africa out in the wild. Now, the spotted part is the coloration of him. So if you have a look at him, Elliot's going to get him nice and close. So if you have a look at him as he comes round, he's got little white spots all over his body. Now, these are for camouflage more than anything else. This enables him to protect himself from bigger predators that he may find or come across out in Africa.
They will come over.
Now, the last part of his name is the eagle owl part. Now, this is the family he belongs to. So owls are split into lots of different families. We're not going to get all into the science of things, we'll be here all day, but generally there are different families of different owls, pretty much. Now, the eagle owl family are the eagle-sized owls, the big ones. These houses the big birds, this particular family. Now, there's about 20 species in that group, and Alfie is the second smallest. Now, he isn't a small owl by any stretch of the imagination. We have many that are smaller than him, but it does give you an idea. If he is the second smallest, imagine how big the big one is. Now, to give you an idea of how big that big one is, if you've walked past Stella on your way in, she will give you a bit of an indication of how large the eagle owls actually get. Now, Stella is the largest owl on our team. She's a Siberian eagle owl, if you're looking for her on your way out. Again, to put that into a bit more of a perspective for you, Stella is about 4.5 times the size of Alfie, so much, much larger in comparison. Again, to give you a bit more of an idea, Stella is more than capable of taking very large prey, so prey up to and including the size of a fully grown fox, potentially, maybe even small deer. So very, very large prey for very, very large birds. Alfie, on the other hand, again, being a little bit smaller, has a slight better advantage than Stella does. He is a bit smaller, so he is faster, he is more agile, and he has the ability to take lots of different types of prey because he's quick enough to do so. Now, his hunting process, like all owls, is absolutely incredible, and that's sort of what we want to concentrate on where all the birds are concerned, but owls in particular. So Alfie, to hunt and to catch his food, he's got to locate it first. Now, he does that by using his hearing. His hearing is the most important sense on his body. Alyssa Wisdom had an owl on her shoulder, so with this particular information, people have made the assumption that they must be wise. It's a fair enough point, if we're honest, because obviously with the evidence given, it does look like they are a wise creature. Since then, they have been humanised, so they look much more like humans than other birds do. Alfie's facial features are all on the front of his face, not the side, like your typical bird is. So because of that, again, they have been humanised, so if they look like people, they must be like people. Words like clever, intelligent, wise are all the sort of words surrounding owls. Now, the biggest problem with this particular... There we are, into his box. Give him and Elliot a massive round of applause. They're incredible. An American species of hawk. They are found in Peru, Mexico, Arizona, those sorts of areas out in the wild. Now, the coolest thing by far about a Harris hawk is they are naturally sociable. These birds live and hunt as a team. There is a system, there is a network. So because of that, we're going to introduce you to Gallo this afternoon as well. So we're going to have 2 of these birds out and about flying around for you. They are going to get very close, so do duck if you feel necessary. If they do get nice and close, you may find you have to duck a little bit more than you think, so just a pre-warning all the way round. Now, as we said, the only bird of prey to hunt in a pack, so there's sort of theme of the demonstration.
Are you sure it might take your head off?
Unique uniqueness. Tash obviously being very unique, owls in general are a unique bird. Harris hawks are just that as well, very, very unique. The only bird of prey to live quite comfortably in a group and hunt together in a pack. Now we're only showing you two this afternoon. But to be honest with you, the pack range is much, much more than that. The average size pack is generally about sort of 15 birds, lots of them flying around together. We cause more than enough chaos in and amongst you guys with just two, so there won't be 15, I can promise you that this afternoon. But it's an incredible ability to explain to you. Now in this group of 15, you have the ones that are in charge, the ones in the middle, the ones at the bottom. There's a bit of a hierarchy, a system, a sort of list, I suppose, the easiest way to explain it. Now depending on whether you are male or female, depending on your size, depending on your age and your experience as well, will depend on whereabouts you end up in this pack. Now, just to really sort of change things around where birds are concerned, birds of prey, the girls are bigger than the boys most of the time. So what you will find is the females generally are bigger. So because Texas is bigger than Gallo, she is higher up the pack. In fact, she's probably at the top. Gallo's going to be at the bottom. So it doesn't make him any less important. It makes his job role slightly different. So it's down to Gallo to start the hunting process off. So he has the ability, because he's smaller, a bit more agile, but quicker, he can get through the undergrowth, through the sort of rabbit burrows, through the holes, to flush the prey out into the open. Now, as soon as that is done, the medium-sized birds now get involved, and it isn't their job to hunt or catch the prey. What they are trying to do at this point is to chase it. Now, the more they chase it, the better it is. The idea is to get rid of all that excess energy, so that it's a very easy source of food. Now, Texas will do the hunting. Absolutely incredible ability to hunt to catch their dinner. Now, with all the birds we have here at Leeds Castle, for us, the most important thing is that they're happy. And the most important thing above everything else is that our birds are happy doing what we birds. Our birds should be making noise on the way past, talking to you guys, talking to each other, to us, whatever it is that they're doing. The communication is a very key point to telling you guys the birds are happy. Now, having said that, the Harris hawks have said absolutely nothing since they came out, but there's a reason for that. These birds are incredibly intelligent. They are a pack hunting bird, so if they are in a group and one of them starts making a lot of noise, chances are the other 15 are going to make a lot of noise as well. Now, if that is the case, they're going to scare off prey, they're going to attract unwanted predators, which isn't ideal. So they've come up with a method of communicating, but doing it completely silently. Now, keep an eye on them when they land. What these birds do, once they get themselves comfortable, is they wag their tails. So have a look at them as they land on perches, gloves, fences, wherever it is. These birds are wagging their tails, and that is basically letting each other know that everything is all okay. That is how they communicate, just by wagging their tails to each other and to us as well. It's a good indication to know that they are talking to each other whilst they are out here. Already on his way in. Mind your head, super fast bird. Texas is very close behind him. Is he going to do this? She's almost there. Of course he is. There we go. Give him a massive round of applause. So a spectacular bird to be able to introduce to you guys this afternoon. Now we're going to fly her a little bit differently, and you'll be pleased to know just for a moment or so I am going to stop talking so you guys can just enjoy this one. I will be with you, or back with you in just a moment to explain what she's doing and how she's doing it. But for now, what I'm going to do is stop talking and let you guys just enjoy this bird doing what she is built to do.
That's good, she comes through. Behind him. Right down the middle.
stuff. They're not after anything sort of live, anything wriggling around. The nice small dead fish are very easy to swipe from the surface of the water. Now she did need to hunt again, like we said, only small stuff, and she's going to do this on the wing in the air. So again, a very impressive thing to be able to explain, and she's doing it normally when she's flying around. You can see her doing it out here in the arena. So if you watch, Marky's actually throwing a little bits of food up into the air. She catches them, transfers them to her mouth, and then eats on the wing. Now this is a hunting element used for bugs, insects, moths, dragonflies, that type of stuff. Only ever small types, bushfires, as physically possible. They don't want to get burnt, they don't want to get injured, but they're using the fire to their advantage. So the fire will spit out burning embers as it's going. Now these burning embers will land on branches, leaves, twigs, that type of thing, and they come back to the fire. They're going to pick up more burning embers and drop as many as they can to be seen again. But as you can see, she's perfectly happy hanging around throughout the summer. We've got a couple of weeks left of summer season. She will then go into her molting period, drop all the old feathers, regrow new ones, and have a nice, well-deserved rest throughout the winter. So again, it's quite a nice thing to be able to show you guys just before she goes off to rest for the winter season. And she's done brilliantly well this afternoon. So what we're going to see if we can do is get her to end her part in the display, although it does look like she's already done that. What we're going to see if we can get her to do is to do a nice circuit round. Mark is then going to hold up his glove. He's going to bring a nice big bit of food out for her, and we're going to see if we can get Toddy into the glove nice and steady. Now this should give you a good indication of how happy she is, because you should hear a little bit of noise as well. So let's give her a massive round of applause first. She has done brilliantly well this afternoon. If you have a listen, you might be able to hear. There we are, she's having a little bit of a chat on the glove there, which is brilliant. Now, again, going back to that communication element, it just shows you she is happy. She's a very happy kite this afternoon. She's back with her favourite person, and she's got a nice big bit of food as well. So very, very happy indeed. Now, unfortunately, little Toddy here is the last bird of the display. So if you've got any questions,